Does focusing on temporal values or things that don't last put a roadblock in your relationship with your spouse? Does it destroy your marriage? You bet it does.
What do we mean by temporal values? Do you put priority on things that don't last? Like a craving for a car, a new house, a Hollywood star on Hollywood Boulevard, status, cell phone, computer, the latest video. Jesus said, "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. No one can serve both God and wealth." Paul said, "But godliness actually is a means of great gain when accompanied by contentment. For we have brought nothing into the world, so we cannot take anything out of it. If we have food and covering, with these we shall be content. But those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a snare, and many foolish and harmful desires which plunges men into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil, and some, by longing for it, have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs."
What are some of those griefs? You can probably see that if you are striving after things or status or success, whatever the meaning of success for you, you are not focusing on your spouse or your other close relationships. And how does that affect those close to you? Well, they begin feeling neglected, invisible, like they're not important. And when you feel that way, you put up a wall between you. You may even begin focusing on other relationships and kind of abandon this one.
So what's the solution? Well, what are God's priorities? God's priorities are those things that last forever. What lasts forever? People, your family, your kids, your spouse should be your priority. Serve God and make His priorities your priorities, and find places to serve your family, your church, and your community that emphasizes God's eternal values.
We wrote a book, The Marriage Dance, and a companion workbook to help you work through this problem. So when you're ready, click on the link below and we will help you work through it. But essentially, we can explain the problem. This is going to be between you and God to work it through. So you get rid of your sins, the bitterness, pride, rebellion, and today, temporal values, and see if that doesn't make your marriage dance.